So just yesterday, Apple released iOS 26.4 Beta 1 for registered developers, and today's video we're going to really talk about all the changes in Apple Music's update in that build. I wanted to do this separately because there are so many changes. We talked about the majority of them in that What's New video, but having a dedicated video here will be quicker for you guys to go back and reference. So before we even get going, keep in mind this is a developer beta and you will need to be registered in the beta program to be able to take advantage of these features, obviously. Now, there should be a public beta out here, probably by the time this goes live or the next day, and that will be able to get to a whole lot larger range of people. Now, first things first, let's jump into Apple Music and talk about some of the visual designs for albums and playlists. One of the big changes here is obviously visual, and if you go into your library and let's just pick a playlist here, you can see how the design kind of carries over into the color of the track lists. And you can kind of go to all your libraries and you can see exactly how they all look. It's very neat. It gives it more of a cohesive look, and I am definitely a fan of this change. Again, it does apply to playlists and albums. Aside from that, one of the biggest changes is that new playlist playground, as they're calling it, and that is going to be able to be found right up here on the library tab. This is where you're going to be able to, with just your words or text, come up with a playlist curated for you. There are some preset options you can do if you want to. So if you want morning coffee, you can see it inputs that code here. You get the new effect on the screen and it will compile a playlist it thinks it would like for you for your morning coffee. And once it creates this, you will see about 25 tracks usually is what it defaults to, and you will be able to just play it as is or edit it even further. So as you can see here, 25 songs, about an hour and a half, and this is what it came up with. Now, you can keep customizing it, like I said, by clicking on Custom Playlist, and let's say, add some songs by Drake. And you'll see the animation, the text again added to the bottom here, and in another couple of seconds, you'll see new tracks added from Drake. This is one of the coolest aspects, I think, of Apple Intelligence. You will need an Apple Intelligence device to be able to take advantage of it, which I think is crazy, but here you go. You can see Drake has been added, somewhat mixed in to this existing playlist, and it gave us 6 tracks from Drake. Now, let's go ahead and discard this one and do it a little differently. Let's say we don't use one of those preset options for playlists. Make a up-tempo gym playlist for me. Feature Drake and Linkin Park. So you can see again, we got our animation. We have our specific prompt right at the bottom. And another couple seconds will go by and we should have another 25 songs or so to get started. Once this does pull up, we'll actually go through the whole content creation, playlist setup, and all of that, because there are a couple more steps as well to go through. So you can see it says putting your playlist together. And I will say it's taking longer today than it did yesterday. I'm not sure why that is, but typically it doesn't take quite this long. I haven't actually done 2 artists in one prompt before, but that shouldn't impact this that much to cause this substantial of a delay. And you can see it only actually put 14 songs on this one. And it says these are upbeat and energetic workout tracks featuring Drake and Linkin Park. And say, for instance, you like this how it is. If you click on the next button, you will be able to select what album art you want. Let's just say we want that one. You can have a description if you want, and then show on profile and search as well. But once you click setup, that is it. And you can see here is that total new curated playlist for you with that new album or playlist artwork and the new controls right under it. You have your shuffle, play, and download option here. It is no longer up top. So I think this is pretty cool. In a pinch, if you're in a hurry and need a new playlist set up, this could be a really cool addition for a lot of people. Beyond this, also now, is something I thought was super, super cool. If you actually are on your home screen here, the ability to find concerts near you is amazing. So if you actually go in Apple Music and go to the search tab, and you can see your regular kind of topics here, you'll see a new one called concerts. If you click on concerts, you can actually do this one of two ways. So you can see who's close by. So let's say we want to see Bradley Gilbert. Not only does it give you the actual time of the show and when doors open and info on the arena it's at, but it gives you upcoming concerts as well. And you can see this is powered by Ticketmaster, and it gives you the ability to get tickets and opens the Ticketmaster app directly. I'm not a fan of Ticketmaster. It would be awesome if Apple ends up selling its own tickets, depending on how deep they want to really integrate this. But that is how quick and easy it is to now get tickets for your favorite artists. That is not the only way to find this though also. Let's go back out of Ticketmaster and let's search for who's coming. Oh yeah, Bruno Mars. If you open up a specific artist you search for, you can see it says upcoming concerts right there. And if you actually go into it and let's say scroll down, I believe it gives you that upcoming concert list right here and shows you exactly where he's playing and what date and time those shows are at. So I thought that was a pretty cool, neat listing and integration right here. There are also new home screen music widgets as well. And really, that is the majority of what I wanted to show you for the new Apple Music changes today. Let me know down below what you guys think. How beneficial do you see these updates being? And what else would you like to see in the next Apple iOS 26.4 update? I will say if you're waiting on the first beta to pass, since obviously we know there's usually stability issues with that, since this just came out yesterday on the 16th, usually beta 1s do not get released in weekly cycles. So I would assume beta 2 should drop around March 2nd, or at least the week of March 2nd. And then that build should be a little bit more stable as well. And if you missed that introductory video on this, if you noticed, this iOS version is a Q build. That is substantially far down the list of the alphabet. We know we got to go closer to an A or a B build. So even Apple internally knows there are a ton of bugs that need to be worked out in this beta before it gets publicly released. So again, that's it for this one, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and we will catch you in the next one. Peace.